The buzz on set was deafening before anyone even saw it unfold. Whispers had circulated all morning about an off-camera blow-up between Yandy and Erica. But nobody knew how explosive it would be. A crew member who'd been working sound swears. They heard a sharp slap echo through the hallway, followed by a stunned hush. Fans are shocked by the idea that two of the show's fiercest women could come to blows. And now there are rumors of a private recording and audio clip so raw that production reportedly pulled the plug on a longtime team member for leaking. According to insiders, tensions flared during a routine scene rehearsal. When Erica accused Yandy of undermining her storyline, and Yandy snapped back with an accusation of her own. Emotions ran high, voices climbed, and in an instant, the argument turned physical. Sources say Erica's cheeks stung from more than just harsh words, and the entire crew froze as if in a time warp. The family was left divided, with some cast members rushing to mediate while others stayed silent, caught between loyalty and disbelief. Now everyone wants to know, did Yandy really slap Erica? Who leaked the audio, and what were they hoping to expose? As the rumor mill spins faster, we're here to unpack every shakeup, every accusation, and every fallout from what could be the most jaw-dropping moment of the season. It was the kind of incident that no one saw coming. Yet in hindsight, the signs had been there all along. Tensions between Yandy and Erica had simmered quietly for weeks. Small slights in hallways, curt nods instead of hugs, whispers behind closed studio doors. But on that morning, everything came to a head. After the slap, cameras captured the stunned silence that followed Yandy's hand hovering inches from Erica's cheek. Erica's hand still at her side, trembling. A grip operator muttered, "I've never seen anything like it," while an assistant director raced to call security. The chaos didn't end there. Once word spread, other cast members found themselves pulled into the drama. Rashida approached Yandy first, placing a hand lightly on her arm. "I get it," she said softly, but her eyes searched Yandy's face for remorse or regret. Yandy looked away, cheeks flushed, voice low. "I didn't mean to lose control." Rashida nodded, but the small gesture only confirmed how deep the rift had become. Across the room, Kirk Frost hovered near Erica, offering her water and a private word. "You okay?" Erica managed a tight smile, wiping her cheek as if to test the sting. "I'm good," she whispered back. This needed to happen. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, producers were scrambling to contain the fallout. One executive producer barked into his phone, demanding the raw audio be deleted from every server. "We can't have that out," he hissed. "Find out who leaked it and make sure it never goes public." But the genie was already out of the bottle. Fan accounts and drama channels had clips of the slap audio clipped, re-uploaded, and shared across platforms. Fans are shocked by the idea that such a private moment would be broadcast, yet they couldn't look away. Hashtags like #YandySlap and #EricaFight trended. Each new post ratcheting up the intensity. The leaked audio painted a vivid picture, Erica's voice sharp with accusation, Yandy's voice low and defensive, then the crisp smack of a hand-meeting skin. The audio was so clear that listeners felt as if they were standing in that hallway themselves. One fan tweeted, "I rewound it 5 times. Can't believe she did that," while another wrote, "Cause. So composed afterward, I'm speechless." The family was left divided, with loyalties splintering along lines of personal preference, Team Yandy or Team Erica, to make matters worse. A photographer captured a tense moment outside craft services. Erica walked past Yandy without a word, her jaw set, eyes fixed straight ahead. Yandy, standing by the snack table, watched Erica disappear into the crowd, her hand brushing the spot on her palm where she'd slapped Erica. In that instant, the rivalry between them felt painfully real. Not scripted entertainment, but raw emotion spilling into every frame. As filming resumed for the day's scenes, tension seeped into every dialogue. a casual line about friendship, turned awkward when Erica delivered it through gritted teeth. A planned interaction between Yandy and another cast member faltered when Yandy's gaze kept flicking to Erica. Off-camera, whispers circulated that Yandy had refused to film any scenes with Erica until an apology was issued. Production notes from that afternoon's shoot, obtained by a fan blog, reportedly read, "Possible refusal to perform Yandy eye face. Erica, high risk." The leaked memo only fueled speculation. Cast members found themselves walking a tightrope. Nico, caught in the crossfire, tried to mediate, leaning toward Erica with soothing words one moment and placing a hand on Yandy's back the next. In a private confessional, Nico admitted, "I'm stuck in the middle. I don't want to choose sides, but this is tearing us apart." That confession, too, made its way online, thanks to an editor who forgot to mute the internal feed. Fans dissected Nico's loyalty dilemma, debating whether he was betraying one woman or supporting another. Pressure mounted as the day progressed. An emergency producers meeting was held in a trailer that normally housed wardrobe extras. The group included network legal, head producers, and Yandy's management team. Erica was not invited, a point of contention that only deepened her frustration. Behind closed doors, executives argued over whether to air a statement addressing the slap. One senior producer warned, "If we ignore it, they'll think we're covering it up. If we address it, we admit wrongdoing." The dilemma underscored the messy intersection of reality and performance. Outside the trailer, the rest of the crew waited anxiously. Grips checked cameras, assistants whispered in corners, and makeup artists touched up both women, prepping for close-ups that felt loaded with unseen tension. The set's atmosphere was thick, as if every aperture was tuned to capture not just scripted scenes but real grievances. In that suspended moment, the line between drama and real life seemed to vanish, as afternoon turned to evening. Rumors swirled that Yandy and Erica had agreed to a private meeting, mediated by Mona Scott-Young herself. Word was that Mona insisted on a resolution before the reunion taping. At a chic Atlanta loft, well away from the studio's bright lights, Yandy and Erica met face to face. Friends in attendance described the scene as tense but necessary. A chance for both women to air grievances out of the public eye. Erica reportedly held back tears as she recounted feeling undermined, while Yandy acknowledged feeling pressured by constant narrative shifts that left her defensive. The alleged mediation ended with no clear winner, but with both women agreeing to proceed with filming under protest. Back on set the following morning, cameras rolled for the reunion shoot. The tension between Erica and Yandy was palpable, visible in every glance, every pause. When host Jessica Millian asked about loyalty and trust, Erica responded calmly, referencing the slap indirectly. "Sometimes people cross lines they can't uncross," Yandy replied, voice steady. "I regret what happened, but I won't pretend it didn't." Editors later spliced their words to heighten drama, but insiders say the raw emotions were already so potent, little enhancement was needed. As that day's filming wrapped, the crew celebrated lightheartedly, trying to shake off the heaviness of the past 48 hours. Some laughed nervously in call sheets, others shared collapsed chairs in relief. Yet, even as they congratulated themselves on a successful shoot, parts of the set still felt empty. The slap, the leaked audio, the private meetings, it had all changed things. Erica and Yandy were no longer just co-stars. They were central figures in a real off-camera saga that blurred reality and entertainment. By the end of that day, the narrative had outgrown the episode. Social media campaigns had launched fundraising pages to support both women, expecting legal battles or therapy costs. Fan podcasts dedicated entire episodes to the slap and its aftermath, analyzing tone, intent, and fallout. The story had escaped the confines of the show, becoming a cultural moment about boundaries, betrayal, the cost of reality television's relentless pursuit of drama. In those hours, as the sun set over the Atlanta studios, everyone realized that nothing would ever be the same man, that the next episode would unfold against a backdrop of real-world consequences. The days after the slap were a whirlwind of off-camera drama that threatened to overshadow the entire season. Erica arrived on set with renewed purpose, her stride confident but guarded. She greeted crew members with curt nods, her eyes revealing a guarded wariness. She'd collected herself after the outburst and was ready to push forward, but the tension clung to her like a second skin. Yandy, on the other hand, seemed haunted by the spark of violence she'd ignited. She moved through the studios with a distant look, as if replaying the moment in her mind. Over and over, scenes that had once felt routine were now charged with underlying conflict. A simple dialogue between cast members reverberated with unspoken meaning. Rashida and Kirkfrost attempted to lighten the mood, trading jokes about catering mishaps, but their laughter sounded forced, tinged with guilt. Bambi tried to engage Yandy in conversation, offering to help choose an outfit, but Yandy brushed past her, barely glancing up. Erica noticed this cold exchange and lingered nearby, her gaze flicking between Yandy's retreating figure and the camera's rolling dot inside the production office. The fallout from the leaked audio demanded immediate attention. The technician who uploaded the recording had been let go, but the damage was done. Producers met in a glass-walled conference room, voice low and urgent. One executive slammed a fist on the table. "We can't control what's already out there," she said. "Can only steer the narrative from here." They drafted a plan to film additional confessionals, framing the slap as an emotional tipping point rather than a scandalous blunder. The goal was to reclaim ownership of the story, to guide fans toward a resolution that served the season's arc. Meanwhile, the silence from Mendeecees was deafening. He'd hovered at the periphery for days, absent from social media, skipping scheduled appearances. When he finally arrived, he did so under a veil of secrecy, slipping into the studio through a side entrance. Whispers trailed behind him. Was he avoiding the public eye to minimize backlash, or was he gathering his thoughts before making a statement? Producers arranged a private sit-down interview for him, hoping to capture his unfiltered reaction to the slap and the rumors. He sat across from a sympathetic off-camera host, his posture rigid, eyes downcast. The recording was tense. Host gently probed, asking how he felt about the eruption between the women he cared about. Mendeecees paused for a long beat, his voice measured but strained. "I hate that it happened," he said quietly. "I love them both. I want unity, not division." He shrugged, as though carrying the weight of impossible expectations. His admission served as an emotional bridge between Erica and Yandy, a reminder of their intertwined lives. But fans dissected every syllable, debating whether he truly believed his words or was simply reading from a script designed to quell outrage. As production continued, Erica insisted on more time in the confessional booth. She delivered several takes of a raw, unfiltered monologue, her voice wavering with vulnerability one moment and steely resolve the next. "I never started this," she said in one take. "But I'm not backing down." In another, tears slipped down her cheeks as she described the betrayal she felt, the shock at Yandy's loss of control. Directors took careful notes, intending to splice the most compelling moments into the final cut. The resulting footage promised to keep viewers riveted, each confession deepening the emotional stakes. Off-stage, friendships fractured further. A small lunch gathering in the green room devolved into hushed confrontations. A cast member who'd tried to remain neutral found herself cornered by Yandy's allies demanding loyalty. Another, sympathetic to Erica's ordeal, left in tears, vowing never to tolerate violence on set again. The family that had bonded over shared experiences slipped into factions. Alliances drawn along invisible lines of personal belief and perceived justice. Amid the turmoil, a mysterious package arrived at the production office. Inside was an anonymous tip, a flash drive labeled with a date and cryptic initials. Someone had uploaded footage that allegedly showed what happened immediately before that slapped the heated exchange of words that led to the physical blow. Producers debated whether to open the drive. The footage corroborated the leaked audio. It could strengthen the narrative they were crafting. If it contradicted it, they risked inflaming the situation further. After a tense half-hour deliberation, a legal advisor greenlit a quick review under strict confidentiality protocols. When editors plugged the drive into a secure monitor, the corridor scene played back in grainy, shaky video. Erica and Yandy faced off, voices overlapping in indiscernible mutters. Then Erica stepped forward, accusation in her eyes, and Yandy's response flashed across her face, a flicker of hurt, then anger. The camera shook as Yandy raised her hand and struck the motion frantic, unplanned. The footage lacked context. Viewers couldn't hear the words that provoked the slap, only the visceral reaction. Producers watched in silence, realizing that once this evidence leaked, they'd lose control completely. They decided to hold the footage in reserve, a potential bargaining chip in negotiations. Meanwhile, social media chatter reached fever pitch. Fan theories branched off wildly. Some insisted Erica had provoked Yandy relentlessly, psychologically wearing her down before the blow. Others argued Erica's aggression was equally to blame, that she'd manipulated emotions to gain sympathy. Drama channels fueled the fire, creating side-by-side comparisons of facial expressions, body language, even the angle of lighting when the slap occurred. The family was left divided, not just on sets but across the internet, where alliances and betrayals played out in comment threads. Yandy single quotes as team, sensing the momentum slipping away, orchestrated a controlled release, a typed statement on her official account, apologizing for her actions while acknowledging the emotional pressure she'd been under. The message read like carefully chosen words: "I regret my mistake and the pain it caused. I'm seeking help and hope we can move forward." Erica's supporters pounced, calling it too little, too late, while Yandy's allies praised her honesty. The back and forth spilled into every platform, from Twitter to private Facebook groups, with both sides claiming moral high ground. In the midst of this storm, Mona Scott-Young stepped in, exercising her authority as executive producer. She called an emergency live confessional segment to air that night, unedited, so that fans could hear both women's perspectives in their own voices. It was a gambler, raw, vulnerable broadcast that could either win back audience trust or invite further chaos. Trailers hinted at the confessional, promising the truth you've been waiting for. Promotional emails and push notifications followed, ensuring every subscriber knew to tune in. On the evening of the broadcast, studio lights burned brightly as cameras captured the tense moments. Erica and Yandy, seated side by side in direct, addressed to the audience, spoke candidly. Erica's voice was steady, though her hands shook. Yandy's eyes glistened as she talked about regret and growth. Viewers watched with rapt attention, the live stream comments moving at a breakneck pace. Fans were shocked by the frank admissions. Emotions ran high in the chat, and for a moment, the family seemed poised to reconcile. After the confessional wrapped, a stunned silence settled over social media. Many viewers praised the honesty, calling it a groundbreaking moment for reality TV authenticity. Others criticized it as a ratings ploy. Too little confession, too much spin. Drama channels published reaction videos dissecting every moment, every glance, every pause. The network's push to reclaim narrative control had partially succeeded. It had silenced some speculation, but new questions had emerged. Would the slap define the season, Or would forgiveness and unity become the ultimate triumph? As cameras powered down that night, Erica and Yandy were left alone on set, the empty stage echoing with possibility. They stood facing each other, a fragile truce in place. Neither spoke at first, the weight of days' worth of conflict pressing between them. Then Erica extended a hand, palm open, an unspoken offer of peace. Yandy hesitated, then placed her hand in Erica's, their fingers entwining in a promise to move forward together. In that moment, the studio lights dimmed, as if acknowledging the end of one chapter and the uncertain beginning of another. And though the cameras rested, the off-camera drama still lingered in every shadow, whispering of truths yet to be revealed. The days following that fragile handshake felt surreal, as if everyone on set was walking through molasses. The cameras rolled, but the atmosphere carried an undercurrent of uncertainty. Erica and Yandy tried to resume normal filming, but the echo of the slap and the confessional lingered. In the green room, they exchanged polite nods, but their eyes told a different story, worry guarded, still measuring each other's intentions. It was clear that what happened would shape every scene to come. Mona Skottung called an impromptu writers' meeting, not to discuss dialogue, but to strategize how to address the incident in upcoming episodes. Ideas flew around the table: a scripted apology scene, a mediated confrontation with a therapist, even a mock trial segment for dramatic effect. Some producers argued for burying the drama entirely, focusing on lighter storylines with Rashida and Bambi. Others felt that leaning into the tension would boost ratings and social engagement. The debate raged for hours, but no consensus emerged. Meanwhile, social media continued its relentless churn. A behind-the-scenes photo surfaced showing Erica and Yandy standing on opposite sides of the studio lot map, each circled in red by an anonymous poster. Forums lit up with speculation. Were they truly reconciled, or merely coexisting for the cameras? One fan wrote, "Trust is gone forever," while another insisted they'll get through it together. The family was left divided in the court of public opinion, alliances shifting with every new rumor or meme. Erica, determined to seize control of her narrative, scheduled a sit-down with a well-known reality TV blogger who'd covered the slap extensively. The interview took place in a swanky hotel suite, where Erica spoke candidly into a handheld camera, offering context that the leaked audio couldn't provide. "I felt betrayed," she said, voice trembling. "But I also lost my composure. I'm human." She denied any long-term ill will toward Yandy, framing the incident as a moment of raw emotion rather than a reflection of their entire friendship. The blogger praised her honesty, but viewers noted Erica's carefully curated tone, questioning whether it was genuine or another performance. Back on set, Yandy sought out her own confidant, inviting a respected cast member known for her calm demeanor into a private corner of the studio cafe. Over herbal tea, Yandy admitted she regretted not walking away from the argument sooner. "I let my anger rule me," she confessed, eyes downcast. "I'm sorry to everyone, especially Erica." Her friend nodded, reassuring her that vulnerability could be a strength on reality TV. Later, Yandy posted an apology video on her official account, unedited, shaky, authentic. Fans praised the raw vulnerability, yet skeptics pointed out how the production team likely orchestrated the setup amid these personal reckonings. The network's legal department issued a stern warning. Any further leaks of private audio or video would result in immediate termination and potential lawsuits. Crew members whispered anxiously about non-disclosure agreements and confidentiality clauses. scanning their private messages for fear of accidental oversharing. The slightest slip could cost someone their job. Yet the threat of legal action only increased the frenzy as drama channels speculated that buried footage might emerge anyway, perhaps through a disgruntled insider. The slap incident also reverberated beyond the main cast. Minor players found themselves pulled into conversations they'd never anticipated. One background extra who'd been in the hallway that day was asked to recount every detail she could remember, her statement treated as evidence. Another crew member, a lighting assistant, was questioned about whether he'd seen producers exchange nervous glances. It seemed as if the entire production had become a court, where even the smallest role could carry weight in unraveling the truth. In the midst of this maelstrom, the reunion special loomed on the horizon. Advertisements teased the most explosive reunion ever, promising unseen footage, emotional revelations, and a live audience. Cast members received glowing e-invitations with dramatic taglines. Many expressed excitement. Some voiced dread. The reunion stage would now serve as the ultimate arena for settling scores, with Erica and Yandy front and center. Whispers circulated that seating arrangements had been meticulously planned to maximize tension. Placing them shoulder to shoulder under blazing lights, off-camera alliances shifted unpredictably. Bambi, who'd maintained a neutral stance, began posting supportive messages for both women, adopting a tone of peace and growth. Some fans appreciated her balanced approach, while others accused her of hedging her bets. Rashida, long perceived as the voice of reason, posted a cryptic tweet. Sometimes self-care means walking away. Her followers speculated she was commenting on Yandy's momentary loss of control. Kirk Frost, ever the mediator, privately reached out to Mendeecees, urging him to stand by his wife while remaining empathetic to Erica's pained out production schedules transformed into war maps. Every scene involving Erica and Yandy was carefully choreographed with filler shots and reaction. Cutaways ready at a moment's notice. Editors prepared multiple versions of each interaction, mindful of potential pushback. These contingency edits would allow producers to pivot based on fan response, dialing up drama or softening conflicts as needed. It was a level of narrative agility rarely seen outside high-stakes political campaigns. In the midst of these machinations, an unexpected rumor surfaced. A member of the sound team claimed to have recorded an apology Yandy muttered immediately after the slap. But that clip had been buried in the final mix. If true, the confession could shift sympathy back toward Erica, or even vindicate Yandy by showing genuine remorse. The rumor turned into a challenge among fan accounts, each promising to release the lost apology tape by a certain date. Delays only fueled anticipation. As the reunion taping drew near, tension crackled through every rehearsal. Host Jessica Million walked the line between empathy and provocation, testing Erica and Yandy with pointed questions. A dress rehearsal included simulated audience reactions, gasps, applause, even boos to gauge how much heat the slapping scandal still carried. Each reaction was logged, analyzed, and fed back to producers, who adjusted camera angles and cue cards accordingly. The result was a meticulously engineered spectacle promising peak emotional engagement. On the day of the live reunion, cast members arrived at the theater in formal attire, faces taut with expectancy. Erica entered first, her dress a bold statement of confidence. Yandy followed, calm but determined. They sat adjacent on the couch, the set decorated with elegant florals hiding the undercurrent of confrontation. The live audience buzzed with anticipation, cameras broadcasting every second to millions of viewers tuning in worldwide. The reunion began with a montage of key moments from the season, culminating in the slap. The audience reacted with audible gasps, the memory of that crack reverberating in the silence that followed. Jessica turned to Erica first, inviting her to share her side of the story. Erica's response was measured, her composure a testament to hours of coaching and introspection. Next, Yandy offered her reflection, eyes gentle but voice clear. "I hope this is the last time anything like this happens between us." The audience gave a tentative round of applause, caught between relief and lingering tension, as the segment closed. Host Jessica offered both women a chance to make a final statement. Erica spoke of forgiveness and growth. Yandy spoke of accountability and healing. The atmosphere, once charged with hostility, softened into a tentative truce broadcast. Live. The moment felt genuine, yet staged a perfect blend of reality and performance. Behind the scenes, producers exchanged relieved smiles. Mission accomplished. But as the reunion shifted to lighter storylines, the undercurrent of drama remained. Fans speculated whether the truce would hold or if another confrontation lurked around the corner. Hashtags like #AfterTheSlap began trending alongside #YandyWhySlap, reflecting the continuing fascination. The family, though temporarily united in front of camera, production announced they would shoot a bridge scene that afternoon. It's a candid conversation between Erica and Yandy about what loyalty really means. The crew prepared a cozy living room set, complete with soft lighting and plush sofas meant to soften their raw confessions. Erica sat on one end, heels tucked off to the side, and Yandy settled beside her, shoulders squared. Off-camera, Mona Scotchung stood by a monitor, headset on, ready to call action the moment emotions peaked. When the red recording light blinked on, Erica spoke first, voice measured but soft. "We both got caught in a storm we never asked for," she said, looking at Yandy. "I thought you were on my side. I thought we were sisters." Yandy nodded, swallowing hard. "I did, but the pressure got to me," she admitted. "I reacted in a way I'm not proud of." Cameras zoomed in on their expressions. Erika's eyes glistened. Yandy's jaw clenched. The moment held a quiet authenticity that no script could manufacture. And then Mona cut in, asking a question that producers had penned to guide the narrative. "How do you find forgiveness when trust is broken?" Erika took a breath. "Forgiveness isn't forgetting," she said, voice firm. "It's choosing to move forward even if the scars remain." Yandy reached for Erika's hand, and for a brief second, the studio exploded with silent applause. From the hidden audience, crew members holding up one finger in a salute to a truce earned. Not assumed, but just as the conversation seemed to steer toward resolution, an unexpected twist crashed in. A producer standing off to the side handed Mona a sealed envelope. Curiosity flickered across Erika and Yandy's faces as Mona opened it. The note inside contained an anonymous tip that all the footage from the slap incident had been forwarded to a legal team outside Atlanta. This meant that any depiction of that hallway confrontation, the raw audio, the unseen apology, the threats was now subject to subpoena. The possibility of a court case loomed, threatening to reignite the drama they'd just begun to settle. The room tensed again, the fragile calm cracking. Mona glanced at both women and said quietly, "We'll have to tread carefully." Hand tightened around Yandy's. "We can do this," she whispered. Yandy nodded, eyes shining with new resolve. The cameras rolled on, capturing the moment that blurred lines between healing and havoc, revealing that the season's real climax might not come in a reunion special, but in a courtroom or behind closed legal doors. In the days that followed, production focused on lighter storylines to ease the tension. Rashida filmed a segment about her latest business venture. Kirk Frost was shown building a backyard gym, and Bambi shared kitchen tips with humor. Yet every cutaway to Erica or Yandy carried the weight of what had transpired. Editors inserted subtle nods, a glance, a sigh. A quiet moment of reflection that kept viewers aware that the conflict was far from over. Off camera, both women received support from unlikely sources. A veteran reality TV host reached out to Yandy with private advice on managing public fallout, while a celebrated director offered Erica an opportunity to produce a short documentary